Hello, and welcome to the Marlow Narrative Studio. We're going live today for a slightly different kind of session, an honest look behind the microphone at what it really takes to turn a written brief into a voiceover that connects. If you're joining me live, say hello in the comments and tell me where you're watching from. And if you're catching the replay, drop the word replay below so I know you stopped by. Today, we're talking about three things that have been shaping my latest project: cadence, connection, and authenticity. Now, cadence sounds like one of those beautifully polished voiceover words, and to be fair, it is. But cadence is simply the rhythm, pace, and flow that help an audience stay with the message. It's knowing when to move forward and when to let an important thought breathe. I've recently been working on a project that challenged me to think much more deeply about pacing, not only how the words sound, but how they land. Because the goal of a voiceover isn't simply to read every word correctly. The real goal is to help the client's intended audience understand the message, feel something meaningful, and know what to do next. Let me ask you, have you ever watched a video where the voice sounded polished, but you still felt completely disconnected from it? Drop a yes in the comments if you have. That usually happens when we concentrate so heavily on delivering the words that we forget the people receiving them. And that is where connection becomes essential. For the client, connection means their message isn't simply heard, it is remembered. For the end user, it means the content feels clear, relevant, and human. And for the voiceover artist, it means moving beyond performance and learning how to serve the purpose of the project. That full journey begins with the brief. What does the client want to communicate? Who needs to hear it? How should that person feel? And what action should they be ready to take by the end? Those questions influence everything: tone, pace, emphasis, emotional energy, and even where we place the pauses. Here's something I'm learning. Sometimes the most important part of a voiceover isn't the word you emphasize, it's the space you leave around it. That space gives the audience time to process the meaning, and it gives the message room to connect. Now let's talk about authenticity. Authenticity doesn't mean turning up without preparation and hoping your natural charm will carry the day. That's not authenticity, that's creative roulette. Authenticity is doing the preparation, understanding the brief, and then allowing the delivery to sound like a real person speaking to another real person. That matters because audiences can sense when something feels overly performed or disconnected from their experience. A natural, grounded delivery builds trust. Trust helps the audience remain engaged, and engagement gives the client's message a far greater opportunity to achieve its intended outcome. So the full life cycle looks like this. First, understand the brief. Second, center the end user. Third, shape the cadence around the meaning. Fourth, record, review, and refine. And finally, use feedback to strengthen both the project and the voiceover artist. Feedback isn't an attack on the performance, it's information. It helps us close the gap between what we intended to communicate and what the audience actually experienced. I'd love to hear your perspective. When you listen to a voiceover, what makes you trust the voice? Is it warmth, confidence, clarity, energy, or something else? Share one word in the comments. My biggest takeaway from this latest project is that professional development doesn't happen separately from client work. It happens through the work. Every brief teaches us something. Every revision sharpens our judgment. And every audience response helps us become more intentional about how we use our voice in service of the story. At Marlow Narrative, that is always the aim, not simply to produce beautiful audio, but to help meaningful messages reach people with clarity, care, and genuine human connection. If you found this live session beneficial, please like, share, and subscribe, and I would genuinely value your feedback in the comments. Let me know which part connected with you most: cadence, connection, or authenticity. In our next session, We'll go one step further and explore how I interpret a voiceover brief, from identifying the audience and emotional intention to making practical decisions about tone, pace, and delivery. So stay tuned, subscribe, and check back regularly. New videos are dropping daily. Until next time, remember, every story deserves a voice that connects. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in the next session.